Well, hey guys, Thorzax here, and we went out the other day and we went and fired some slugs out there at 100 yards, and I was going through the bag of holes that I brought back from the range, and I've been looking at these Remingtons here that I had cut and fired earlier. And these just have one firing on them as a reload. There's two firing. There's two firings. One is a factory load, and one of my reloads. So anyway, got some here to go. What I'm using right now is I'm using Nick Ross's hull conditioner, and I wanted to go ahead and demonstrate that. I have my depth setting so where it's right at about optimum of where I need it, with with it all the way down the depth. So anyway, let's go ahead and let's get going here. And like I said, what you want to do is you want to heat that up. You want that friction heat to build up there on that plastic and make it pliable again. The problem with that plastic is that it gets brittle, because it heats up and then it gets hard. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to put that lubricity back into the hull. Like what I see, what I'm showing you here is that you just put it on an old set of, Lee molds, the mold handles. They work just fine for that. We'll do another one here. By the way, this little vise, it works awesome. I love it. There we go. We'll let that heat up. Takes a few minutes. There you go. And you just stick it on the end of your mold handles. Now this one here, as you can see, has got a crack in it. So we're not going to use this one again. This one here, it had split, so we're not going to use that one. That one there is going to be deep sixed. Got some other ones here that are ready to go. These ones here are ready to go. And then, after these cool down, you just pull them off like that, and then it retains its shape. Thing is, we want to take the bulge out of the case. There's a small bulge in here, and if you don't take that out, it's almost impossible to get the next round to sit down inside there. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need 2 more. And I got one here. And I'll make another one right here. So we'll cut that one back. And then that way we'll have a full round of 10 of them. So let's stick that in there like that. Get a measurement on that first. Yeah, that'll work. Same height. Yeah. Must have already conditioned that one. So anyway, after I get this one cut back, be right back. We'll finish this one up. Okay guys, got that one trimmed. A little rough here on the top, but that's okay. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to swap out our hull conditioner. We're going to put in our skiver. Again, we're using the Nick Ross product. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to taper the inside. take much pressure. You don't have to put much pressure on it. You know, just let the skiver do the work, and it'll do a nice job at doing that. You know, it's better that you don't use a lot of pressure when you do that, because otherwise you'll get it too thin, and what will happen is that combination will heat up and it'll start a split. And that's something you don't want. Finish up this edge a little bit here. Just a little bit of sandpaper. Yeah, like that. See? Looks pretty good. We'll go ahead and swap this back out. And put back in the whole conditioner. Let her heat up a little bit. Okay. Stick her on our trusty mold here. Let her cool down. So that'll give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that'll give us 10 shots. So the next thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go ahead and deprime and prime the holes and get them ready to go. And I'm going to load these with Cookie's load of Blue Dot. So we'll be out there doing that here shortly. So I'll be right back. Well, hey fellas, we're back, and what I'm doing right now is I'm taking some industrial floor wax, and what I'm doing is I'm going around these slugs. These are the hydrant slugs. And what I'm doing is I'm putting a little coating on there that will help it go down the barrel. You know, and surprisingly enough, this stuff, it dries probably in, I don't know, 20 minutes. It's not even that. But it's your industrial floor wax you can get from, you know, like janitorial supplies and, you know, that sort of thing. So there you go, right there. Let me go ahead and turn the cam a little bit here, so you can get a little more of a view here. Yeah, it's just an extra step. I mean, I could probably shoot these raw and they'll be fine, or I could powder coat them if I wanted to. That's what Cookie does. But I find that once the engraving is done and the pressure builds and all that other stuff, you know, these don't really lead my barrel. I mean, I've shot them raw before, and I looked down the barrel in the rifling, and I didn't see any leading in there. Maybe a little trace of grayness, but it wasn't leading. You know, it wasn't like, you know, strips of lead down in the lands and grooves. Tell you what, this is one accurate bullet. I'm telling you that right now. For slug wise, I don't think you're going to get a better bullet projectile for just home casting. You know, I hate to run home to mama about this. Longshot has been kind of, you know, a standby that I've been using for a lot of these loads. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to shake it up a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and use Blue Dot instead and see how this works in the 835. And we'll shoot these out there at 100 yards. So I'm making up 10 rounds. Here's another thing too I wanted to kind of bring up as well. When you're working with rotating machinery, I know I've brought it up before, don't put gloves on, that's a bad idea. Another thing too, they're very cheap, they're only a couple of bucks at Walmart, but I'm going to tell you what, you only have one set of them, and that's your eyeballs. Whenever you're dealing with a anything rotating, machinery or anything like that, always kind of take your shop safety serious and put your, your safety glasses on. Because, you only got one set of eyeballs, dude. I'll tell you what, you screw up your eyesight, all this is for nothing. Think about it. You lose your eyesight, this hobby is out the window. I already have enough frustration wearing glasses. I have to wear reading glasses to see detail now. So, we're all done with that. Alright. So, instead of using Longshot, we're going to be using Blue Dot. Blue Dot. Alright. And we're going to be using 34 grains of Blue Dot. And what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to finish up these last couple of rounds, depriming them and getting them primed. We're going to be using just standard Winchester, 209 primers. Come on, man. Come out of there. There we go. So, boom, 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 yep. Alright. This is Remington high brass. Another thing too that I do to this brass is I have a sizing ring, and what I do is I put that on there and then I force it down onto the brass to resize this so it gives reliable feeding and reliable ejection. And for reloading shotgun shells, at least reloading these slugs, all you really need is one of these, one of these little presses and a roll crimper. The rest of it you can pretty much, do without hardly any tools at all. Those are checks. These are Winchesters. And we'll get the ball rolling here. Even after shooting those powerful loads like that, as you can see, the primer pockets are still tight. There you go. I would say probably just about any type of game you go after, with these slugs, it's gonna it's gonna work. I mean, if you're gonna go after large game like elk, bear, whatever, these are gonna work. They mushroom out really nice. I mean, pure lead. I mean, the pure lead slugs, they mushroom out really nice. And once you start rolling along with this little tool, things get going really good. Matter of fact, we'll put it in here. And we'll put one in here. There. You know, this isn't as complicated as doing metallic rifle or pistol for that matter. You know, one of the main things that you have to watch out for in the shotgun is you got to match your payload to your powder charge, but also you have to take in consideration you also have the crush zone of the wad, and that has something to do with your start pressures. You don't want your start pressures to spike right off the bat. I mean, that's what that cushion is that cushion allows the powder to start burning, and as everything starts moving, it's actually using this as a compression. And what it does is, as the gases build, of course we're talking in split seconds here, as the gases build and combust, more gas and more pressure, so what it does is it doesn't give it that instantaneous, chamber pressure spike. That right there, that is the reason why most guns blow up. Is because of that right there. It's too much for the chamber to handle all at once. Slower burning powders like Blue Dot, they build their pressure further down the barrel. Faster burning powders, they're more instantaneous. Like pistol powders like Bullseye, 231, HP 38. Powders like that. They're relatively fast, and they make their power right off the bat. Same thing with like Red Dot, that sort of thing. And they have a tendency to be a little more snappy when you shoot them. So anyway, let's put this off the side here. There were some complaints one time. I was using my little scale, a little Wowee scale here, and I didn't have it on a flat level surface. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something. I've used it both ways. I don't see any reason. I did not see any difference between the two, either using it on top of the towel or using it like this. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to tear that. All right. So what we're going for here is 34.5 grains. 34.5 grains. It's not absolutely necessary, but I'm going to tell you what, the little load block, it works. Works real nice. Keeps everything organized for you. All right, 34.5 grains. 32, 34, 30, 34.3, 34.5 grains. Okay. Yep, right on the money. $34.5. All right. Pretty simple. I'm just making a few rounds like this. I just use a powder dipper, kind of trickling in there. 1.5. Like I said, Blue Dot is slower burning powder, and these are going to be the first loads that I've used Blue Dot for in shotgun. Is these slugs. Let's see what kind of accuracy I get with them. I want to go out there and shoot these at 100 yards and see how they work. .33. 34.5. Anyway, we'll save this boring stuff right here. As you can see, there's not too much to really talk about while doing this. There we go. We'll finish this up, and then we'll get ready to go ahead and press those, and we'll get them all copacetic. Alright, so we'll be back in a bit. Okay guys, welcome back. That floor wax is dry. And this is all you guys need to do. Once you charge the cases, just go ahead and press the slugs down here. Make sure they're good and seated. You don't want any air grab or anything like that. Now the ones that have been previously fired, when I was showing you out there with the hull conditioner, is that there's a kind of little bit of a bowed in area right here, and that's why I'm having I got to push it down past that, but it expands enough so the whole thing goes in there without hurting anything. Yeah, that little bit of floor wax there, that kind of helps things move. You know what I mean? Keeps everything moving smoothly. Especially in the initial startup. The initial startup is the most critical time, actually. That's when you really do need a lubricant. I got a little bit of a pinch blister there. Come on, there we go. All right. Okay. Now all I got to do is just roll crimp these. That's it. We're going to be done. So, back out to the garage. Okay guys, let me get some lighting here. Alright. Yeah, we'll give that one a try. Okay, the roll crimp. So what we want to do is we want to adjust this so we have travel. We have enough travel on the press to get this thing going. So anyway, so let me get a little spot of oil on here. Okay. There we go. You don't need that much oil. You just need enough there to kind of help it out when you first start forming. Makes everything move a little smoothly. Some guys use Vaseline. I use just a little bit of this. This is just brake. This is brake free. Try the other one. Well, it looks as though I'm going to have to get me an overshot card because this one here is going to rattle around a little bit. It's not tight. And the reason why that is because there's not enough plastic here to fold over and actually touch down inside there. But that's okay. You just use an overshot card. Be right back. Okay guys, we're back. Perfect. And that's with Nick's roll crimper. Really does a good job. See? Nice and uniform, just like factory. got this one here that's going to be a fouling shot. So anyway, so those are all loaded up. We'll take those out to the range sometime soon, and we'll go ahead and we'll fire these at 100 yards and see how these work. This is blue dot with 34.5 grains. So anyway, that's my video, and until next time.